In this video, I'm going to show you how super easy it is to connect and integrate your Webflow e-commerce store with your Klaviyo account so that you can take advantage, full advantage of all the incredible automations that Klaviyo has to offer to increase sales. I'm talking about stuff like recovering sales due to abandoned carts. I'm talking about stuff like sending discounts and incentives to visitors or potential customers that you see are really warm and ready to buy, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. So we're going to go over all that, how to do that. It's a way that you're going to see doesn't require Zapier, so you're not spending a lot of money on Zapes every time someone visits your website. There's no custom code you have to worry about. It's all a few clicks, a few copy and paste, and within minutes you got everything set up. We're even going to do one automation example, which will be an abandoned cart automation, so you can recover a possible sale that you may have lost. And we'll do that near the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Right now I just want to show you a quick bird's eye view of what our app does effectively. Now, with the default Klaviyo script that they give you when you sign up, if you were to just put that into your Webflow site, maybe in the footer custom code area, you will get the ability to track if a user who subscribes or opt-ins is active on the site. You'll also get the basically the Klaviyo opt-in form submission and all that information that they put out there, their name, their email, whatever else you've asked from them. But you're not going to get a lot of the other events that are critical to, again, leveraging the automations of Klaviyo to improve your sales. We're talking about things like providing discount codes for products that a visitor has viewed, or again, someone who's opted into your list has viewed. Let's say they happen to be checking out a product 3 or 4 times a week. Clearly there's an interest there. Being able to send them an email with a discount code could be a nice incentive for them to complete that sale. You can also think about like an upsell. If you happen to know that a customer has purchased a particular product, you can create an automation in Klaviyo to upsell them to a different product, maybe a complementary product. Maybe, especially the example of the abandoned cart, which we're going to do, where someone has started the checkout process but not completed it. Maybe they've even entered their email address into the checkout form for the first time because they were previously not a member of your email list. Maybe they've never opted in before, but they've started that checkout process, but then they abandoned that cart. And now you don't know if you can get that sale back. Well, our system should be able to help you recover that sale. That's the goal. So specifically, once you use ConnectMagic and both connect your ConnectMagic account to your Webflow account as well as your Klaviyo, you're going to get the API events very easily out of the box of Webflow's e-commerce system. So anytime an order is placed, a particular product is ordered, in that order, a canceled order is updated. Basically, an order gets updated with a cancellation, a refund, or even fulfilling the order with the tracking information and shipping information. All these events will be sent over to Klaviyo. So again, you can create workflows and automations based on these events. But also along with that, we've added some more, which are whenever, obviously the active on site, that's kind of default, but also the view product. Whenever a visitor views one of the products on your website, on your store, that is something that you can use to create automation. Anytime they add it to cart, which is a pretty, kind of like a hot event where someone's generally interested in that, that can be used for automation, as well as finally the checkout started but not completed. So all these things, especially these, are very important for making sure that you don't lose out on potential sales. Down the road, we're also going to be adding the ability to collect information from the Webflow native forms. So anytime that someone submits a contact form or another form that you've created as custom for your store, we'll be able to send that over very easily to Klaviyo. So that's coming very soon. So let's jump in. I'm at the app now. I've already put my email address in after clicking login, and I've been sent a magic link in my email, which I can use to log in. All right, I'm in the app now, and you can see we have some analytics about the different types of activities, the different types of events happening on our store and being sent over to Klaviyo. Let's connect everything up though. Here on our integrations page, we can connect to our Klaviyo account. First, we'll do that. And you can just click ahead, even if it gives you that warning. Now what's nice about this is you'll see that there's a products page here, which does not have any products at this moment, but the moment we connect to the Webflow, our Webflow store, it'll start to actually sync those products so that Klaviyo is aware of all of your products and really understands the context of what's happening on the site with relation to that. So now you can also see that these events are now they've turned green with a green check mark. You now have the ability to see events at ordered and received. So anytime someone places an order, when they cancel an order or you cancel it on their behalf, when you or they refund the order, usually it would be you, of course, refunding the order, and then when you've updated the order and with your tracking information, shipping information, it becomes a fulfilled order instead of an unfulfilled order. So all these events will be sent over to Klaviyo, and again, you can use these to trigger automations in Klaviyo. Perhaps you want to let the customer know about their shipping information, and you want that to be sent out via Klaviyo instead of Webflow. Maybe you want a special thank you or something like that from Klaviyo, a special thank you email, or put them, tag them as a customer of a certain type who's interested in a certain type of product. Any of these things can be used in Klaviyo for various automations. The second part, though, is that we have these other events. We talked about these before: the active on site, the viewed product, the added to cart, and the checkout start. So these 4 events we also want to get working. And so normally Klaviyo would give you kind of a base script to put into your Webflow site. We have a kind of a unique script that we're going to have you do instead of that. So don't put the Klaviyo one on, instead put this one on. But I will show you right now. Let's actually go to our sites in Webflow. This is our Webflow backend. And all we have to do is go to the site settings, go down to custom code, and we're going to put this in our footer code. And save that. So that's ready to go now. And as I have completed that, I will mark that complete down here that I've done that. And after refreshing the page, we can see that now these are active and ready to go. These events should happen. So let's test a little bit, see what happens from the perspective of Klaviyo, what's happening there. First of all, we can see that our products have synced, basically. So these are products, all of our products from Webflow. And again, this is so that we can deliver to Klaviyo this metadata information. So if you go down to your products here in Klaviyo, you should be able to see those products show up from your Webflow site, which is nice. So all these are ready to go, and Klaviyo has, again, a good context of what's happening with these products so that it can make the automations a little more powerful. If we start as a pretend visitor, let's just try that. So here's our e-commerce store. Pretty basic, but it should suffice for this demo. Now there's 2 ways to track someone in Klaviyo. One, again, is once they see this, and they can put their email address into that box to start having you, basically them opting into your email list, Klaviyo email list, will start the process of Klaviyo tracking their activity as a potential customer on your site. And the other way, though, is if they start to do a checkout. Let's just imagine right now that we're going to purchase something. We like one of these. I'm not going to do that one for now. And they begin to check out. The moment they put their email address into here, that will send, and they move away from that field, that will send that information to Klaviyo to begin tracking, so that they're now a registered kind of visitor on your site. So any kind of other activities that they do, once they start that checkout process, we're capturing that email address, and that's great for the abandoned cart stuff. For now, let's show what it looks like when we begin this way. I'll put like a tracking, just a made up email here. We can start seeing what that looks like. So now again, by putting my email in there, I'm basically opting into the Klaviyo list, and now Klaviyo can see that. So if we go actually back to, ConnectMagic and go here, this is like a little shortcut to the metrics in Klaviyo for your account. And you can see that tracking 7 has has started, they completed the profile, means they completed that form. It's now seeing that they're active on the site. And now we're ready to kind of start seeing some other activity. Now, just as an aside, the way you can get that form on there, and this is something that you can see easily in Klaviyo's tutorials and documentation, is you create that form, which again was that opt-in form I just filled out, and then you can simply add the form to your website. Now, our script that we just added should do the same thing, so there's not a need to actually add this secondarily to your footer. Actually, it's already done with our app, so not necessary. As long as you create that, form and you set all the different timings and the way you want this to work, that should start to work on your site immediately. Right now, I have some of these targeting rules ready to go. So anyway, let's go back and let's take a look at some of the metrics. Now you can also get to it down here under metrics and then view activity feed. So as I actually start to interact, I can trigger some other events. So one would be looking at a product. Now, again, with ConnectMagic, you can see when a tracked visitor is looking at various products. And so if I go back to here and refresh, you can see that tracking 7 user is now viewed that product, and specifically you can see what that product is. It's the Unbelievable product. Now let's add and try some other events and see if they get triggered and sent over to Klaviyo. So the next step to indicate an interest in your product would obviously be add to cart, right? So if we add this to the cart and then check our Klaviyo, we can go to the activity feed here. We can see that, yeah, tracking 7 added this to the cart. And again, this would be helpful if, this is a bit of a warmer indicator than just viewed product. Viewed product, maybe you send them an automation, maybe you just add a tag like this is a warm segment of individuals. But the fact that they added it to the cart probably says a lot more. You could possibly create an automation that kind of has a delay in Klaviyo, so that if this doesn't turn into an actual sale within a certain amount of time, maybe an hour, you send them a bit of a nudge email. But let's go further, get even warmer, and that would be when they actually start the checkout. Now I've just clicked on start the checkout, and let's just see what the result of that is. If we refresh, you can see that now tracking 7 user has actually started the checkout, and again we can see those activity details. And this is the great place to start an abandoned cart workflow. So let's do that. We're going to go all the way up in Klaviyo. We're going to go to our flows, and let's create a new flow. Now this is a great place to set up our abandoned cart workflow. I'm going to go up in Klaviyo to the flows area. I'm going to create a new flow, and I'll just start with a blank one basically. I'll call this abandoned cart. Now in terms of the trigger, there's you could do any of these really, but what I'll do is the checkout start. That's the closest to what we're looking for. This metric should be correctly set, and then if we want, we could add a trigger. We could make it more specific so that in this case, like that, we could say the dimension needs to be item name, and that could be one of our products before we're allowed to continue. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cancel this. I want to make it pretty open-ended so that any product at all gets triggered. So once we're done with that, we're going to go to the next step. I think I need to... Oh, I didn't fully save it. Let's save that. And then I'm going to send an email. I could do any of these ones, but let's do the email. It's pretty simple for now. And then we'll basically just say, again, try number 1. And we'll just say... Sure, there's a better way of writing that. That's more compelling. But and then we can look at creating, selecting a template. I kind of want to just go with a blank one for now, but you can look through all the different designs and do one that matches up. Here we can just create a simple text box that just says and now let's try to put the product in there. Then we'll use the personalization feature here. We'll want to use an event, and let's click on the event properties here and try to figure out what event property. So in this case, with this event, start checkout, we're going to want to use that guy. So let's put that right here. And preview mode. So go right here, paste text only. So this will be the event product, basically the item that they were going to purchase, or the items. Love you. Complete your purchase. I mean, this is again not great copy. And please do so at, and then hopefully we can put that link of just our URL of the checkout. So let's make sure this let's make sure this actually links correctly. Or we could just probably better say like checkout here. Okay, so we've done editing the template. If we go back, we should be able to say email try number 1. Something like that, and then we can finish this up. All right, so we have the basic idea here. Once someone starts to check out, we know who they are, we send them this email, and we review it and turn it on. And that's basically ready to go. So that is, in a nutshell, ConnectMagic. Should help you recover, lost sales. It should help you increase your sales with the various automations that Klaviyo can do. So again, that's ConnectMagic for Webflow and Klaviyo. You can find a link to the app in the description on YouTube, or if you've already just found it and you're watching it, there should be a link on the page that you're watching this video on. You can sign up directly through the app and get started with a free trial. And let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to help and make sure everything's working for you just right. All right, take good care. Thanks.